I've not got it. Challenge.
Hi everybody, this is Kat. We're here with the Hobby Hangout online, a Facebook page where everybody gets together, shares art, ideas, and gets some time to play. We have a very special featured guest today, Roman Lappat with Massive Voodoo, and the art that goes on over in Berlin has joined us so that we can chat with him and hear about the things that he has going on over in his part of the world and the special things they do in his studio there. We've got, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, a full house. We have a full house have joined us so far today, so lots of chat probably going to be happening. Roman, would you like to kind of introduce yourself a little bit? Maybe tell us a little bit about Massive Voodoo and the things that you guys kind of do there in your studio, and then we'll just kind of go into just talking.
Sure. Yeah, I'm Roman. Hi. I love to paint miniatures. I do this as my job since 8 years now, and it's really my daily job. Once in a while, I don't like to paint miniatures because it's my job. But usually I do, and I really love it. And with Massive Voodoo, we run a blog with many friends of mine, and I together we run a blog called Massive Voodoo, where we share ideas, thoughts, and more like a living room, where we just put tutorials or whatever we just have in mind. And yeah, it's a funny place. We call it the jungle because a lot of stuff is happening there. You even get music inspiration there. It's really like interesting, hopefully, for if you are a miniature enthusiast. And well, yeah, we have a studio in Augsburg. We're not located in Berlin. We are always sometimes getting mixed up with Ben Komitz, who's based in Berlin, and we are based in Augsburg. It's more deeper in South Germany. It's more in Bavaria, where they drink beer and look strange. And and we have a studio here, basically because we've learned. I was working from home, like doing my daily work from home, a long time, like 2 or 3 years long, and it was like stupid having work at home. It didn't help me to stay sane. So we decided to have a studio, and we have a small studio located in an old barrack area where only creative people are. We have a lot of bands there, musicians and everything, and photographers, illustrators, many different types of people. And we are there too with our small miniature art, and that's the place where we stay and work and paint, and sometimes only hang out. It's more like a man cave, because at home my girlfriend is yeah, she's responsible for I mean, she's doing it very well, and she's responsible for how the flat looks, and I'm really happy with what she's doing. And I'm not so good with delicate placement of stuff, so I can do this all in the man cave. I can do whatever I like there, but at home it's her territory, and it's good to have this man cave. And it's like we said, Kat, for us, we call it the temple of creativity. We try to quit everything that distracts us from it, like no internet, no computer. It's like if you go there, you're going there to paint or to build a base or to do something creative. And that's something healthy for the mind, if you can just disconnect from looking at your mobile. I mean, we still look at our mobiles in the studio because that's the only way to reach the outer world. But we try to do this not all the time.
Oh, how fun. Oh, it sounds... The move from working at home and being able to go to your studio, then your home becomes your home again. Yeah. You don't have to live in the middle of all of your work all the time.
That was so important, I cannot tell you. It really changed my complete mood. It was really something very important. I also had many accidents at home. I mean, I have 2 cats. You maybe later on might see them. They're sleeping in the living room, but they might come by and say hi. And back then, in those days when I had my studio at home, it was really, really hard to not have any accidents with cats and color. Like, because they really enjoyed hanging around with me. Like they did a hangout with me there. They were always on my table when I worked, and one of the cats is really fascinated by water, and also colorful water, and And they play even sometimes with my brushes and whatever. And yeah, I had some issues there, like cat footprints on the floor with colors and whatever. And so it's good that it's far away from the cats.
Painting buddies.
Indeed, they are. Yeah. I miss them sometimes in the studio because I really enjoyed having them around while painting. They were really like sitting in front of my wet palette and looking fascinated when I was mixing colors. That was wonderful.
Oh, that's sweet.
Maybe I would have been even able to teach them painting, but
use their paw prints.
kind of. Yeah.
That's so cool. I want to give some of the other folks in here a chance to say hi also. And
sorry for talking so much.
No, that's what you're here for. That's absolutely what you're here for. But this way you'll know kind of who's also joined us in the room. And I'm going to kind of call off some names here, and then other people that are actually following along on YouTube and aren't able to join us will know kind of who's in the room too, so they can shoot questions, because we have a bunch of people in here. Right. So I'm going to start over here. I'm going to go left to right on my screen, and we've got Anthony and Jack. If you guys could do a shout out and a hello, kind of let us know who you are and what you're doing.
Oh, well, we're supposed to. I just heard give a shout out.
Just a hi. Who are you?
I'm Anthony. I'm a painter from Springfield, Missouri. Originally, I've been painting for the past couple of years, and now I'm on an adventure into Europe to study painting and improve my painting and just experience things. Kind of like Roman was saying that his father did with hiking. I'm doing something just a little bit faster. I'm cycling. I'm going to be cycling from Paris to Madrid, and then from Barcelona around to Rome, and then from there I'm going to take trains up into Germany and a few in that area. So visit Poland and all kinds of different things. So that's me.
That's awesome. And you got to do a Games Day event while you were there as well. Did you actually participated though? You competed, didn't you?
Yeah, I participated. Yeah, no, it was really cool because the last Games Day that I had been to was like almost exactly 10 years ago, in that year where I was introduced to painting when I was young. So that was a really cool experience, and I mean, besides that, just meeting all the really incredible people and making friends and being inspired and trying to learn new things to put into my paint and continue to improve. So good stuff all around.
That's awesome. And you've got someone lurking in the background over here.
Hello. Hi, I'm Jack, and I'm a big fan of Massive Voodoo. So yeah, that's why I'm here today, man.
Yeah, me too.
Right on.
But you also have to say you're the famous Jack Crow. Honestly, I know you for being the famous Jack Crow.
You're not just Jack. You are the famous Jack Crow off Facebook.
Jack Sparrow's got nothing on Jack Crow.
So they keep telling me.
No, I call myself pretty lucky to have met Jack in person. So.
Yeah, I've met him 3 times. Like, I got a photo of him at the weekend. I literally have been looking at it ever since.
Yeah. I got to meet him once too. It was the highlight of Adepticon for me.
Magical.
It really is. You don't come back the same after that.
Yeah.
Poor Jack.
Actually, you bring that up, Roman. That was at Monte we met, right? You're coming to Monte as well this year, I hear, Kat.
Of course. We must get Monte.
Yeah, I'm excited to see you guys there.
You'll be there too, Anthony?
Yeah. Actually, today I got all the flights and the place where I'll be staying finalized. So I'm set. I'm going.
Hey, oh my gosh, that'll be so fun. Well, I think I'll probably get to see you there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right on. Okay, and so I'm going to go kind of across the way here. We've got Chris, I believe, right?
Yeah, hi, I'm Chris. I'm out from Germany, and yeah, I've been painting miniatures for several years now, and recently started to up my level from just gaming pieces to more advanced or better pieces. And I've attended several classes with Roman already. And yeah, call me the Hangout Roman groupie.
How fun!
He's a wonderful student, I can tell you. He's really,
yeah. Now I'm the stalker.
We'll talk. Can you tell us a little bit about the classes then that you give, Roman, and then I'll go through finishing up the introductions in a bit.
Yeah, sure. I've attended 2 beginner classes, one in early 2014 and one last year, as well as a bass workshop and an advanced workshop recently. And yeah, they're fantastic. You can always learn something, and yeah, join them if you have the possibility. Yeah, join.
Do you do Roman? Do you host those out of your studio then?
I travel with these classes. Okay. Thanks, Chris, for these compliments. I didn't pay Chris to come here to tell you that, so it's really not on me. I didn't pay him for that. No, usually I do the classes like when people ask me to come, I do a class, and it's always a lot of organization work. Also with classes I have to travel for, but I also do some classes here in my hometown because I'm a much more relaxed teacher if I don't have to travel. So well, and yeah, like Chris said, I offer several different types of classes. For example, I have a beginner's class, which is aiming. I mean, beginner class means very often that it's only aiming for beginners, but it's more like an introduction into what's happening in my brain, like in beginning into understand what I'm thinking while painting. And then I have a basing class where I only talk about bases and aesthetic concepts like the golden ratio and whatever, and how you can really place this to a base. And it's going deeply mainly on the bases, while the beginner's class is more like an overall concept. It shows you everything from painting techniques, basing, everything. And then I take some of these topics out of it and make special classes from it to just talk about this topic. And just recently I had my first advanced class, which is mainly focusing on atmospheric painting. And I just had this once. It was, for me, it was really like, I was kind of very nervous, while I'm not so nervous anymore after 50 beginner classes. I'm more nervous. I was really nervous with the first advanced class, but I was really happy that the people who joined the class really understood my way of explaining what I tried to say. So, yeah.
That's really cool. Do you do a lot of the big events then, or is it just more private?
I did, like 3 or 4 years ago, I really tried to travel to many events, but I just learned that when I'm traveling to classes and traveling to events, I had 1 year where I was home, where I was away for every second weekend. And I've learned in that year that I did not really arrive back home. And I decided to skip some bigger events because the classes are my work. I have to do them, and I want to do them, but I have to skip on some events that I cannot join because I really enjoy being at home for 4 weeks at once. That's something good sometimes, and that's why I do less events than before.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense, especially since you work out of your studio.
Yeah.
And let's see, we've got Daniel. Can you hear me, Daniel?
I can, yes. I don't have a camera, but
you look really cute today.
yes, thank you. It's a Dambo, so it goes with my name. I run a blog called Noobs and Their Paintbrush with a couple of other painters. Got back into figure painting about 3-4 years ago. Massive Voodoo was a huge inspiration for me, so really nice to be here and seeing. I've never heard Roman talk, so it's weird putting the voice with the face.
Oh, how fun! That's cool. Are you part of the Hobby Hangout too? Do you get to do any hangouts with us?
Yeah, I've done a few. I've joined Anthony's NMM ones. Are pretty good. Yeah, I know a few people there.
Yeah, Anthony, actually, Roman, I was telling you about how we just kind of hang out and chat. I'm doing more kind of leading it today, just to kind of keep a little flow conversation going. But Anthony, actually, when he hosts, he does a lot of class style hosting. So he'll do topic driven stuff and teach everybody how to do techniques.
That's
And
cool.
yeah, so on the line of training, he does he'll host one for non-metallic metals that are just outstanding. Everybody enjoys that so much, and allows him kind of to put out there some of his style and showcase some of his art also to everybody. So we do some of that kind of stuff, and that's fun.
Maybe I join. I have to check when they are. I want to. I only painted non-metallic metal once, and I'm not really convinced about my result. So, Anthony.
Yeah, no pressure, right?
No pressure.
Right?
He's got no pressure. He's got famous Jack Crow sat next to him.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, we'll see. He's going to be joining us from the UK again and doing some regular streaming for us again as soon as he can. I think you're scheduled today to actually start your hangout after this one, but it's just general hangout today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit more of a general hangout. Isn't Spuds after this one?
Or is it Spud and then you?
It's Spuds after this one, and then it's me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more of a general hangout. Just just if people want to ask me, more questions about my travels, and if they are kind of wondering about something in specific, if they're struggling with a certain topic, I can give a little bit of my input or how I would approach that, and maybe that'll help them out. Hopefully, it'll help them out.
Fantastic. I really hope that you end up doing some live training sessions too here in the States. I think you do really well with that.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that, of course, Rowan's teaching is inspiring as well. I mean, just being able to teach people and having them have a really great result is, for me, that's so great because I've only been painting for 2 years, so I still, in some ways, have the fresh memory of being a beginner, and so I just love seeing, when beginners that are wanting to go more into figure painting have that success and something clicks in their head. It's just really, it's really great. So anyway,
that's awesome. Oh, cool. Very cool.
Hi, all.
Right. Hi, Benjamin.
Hi, Benjamin.
hey.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, I heard about it and I thought maybe that's cool to join.
Very cool. Where are you at?
I'm near in Germany near Stuttgart. I'm in a small horse town, so probably nobody will know.
That's cool. Are you muted, Miss Liz? Do you want to say hi?
I was muted, but now I'm not.
Yay!
Hi, I'm Liz. I do commission painting kind of on the side as a hobby, but I'm also an admin for the Hobby Hangout group. Kind of help Kat get started on it, so.
She's my other half.
Yeah. Pretty much.
It's fantastic. And we've got Mike. Can you hear me, Mike? Okay, we'll skip over to Spud. Spud, tell us hi and how are you?
Hi. I'm always fabulous and beautiful. I do loads of different things. I see something nice and shiny, I need to build it or paint it. I never concentrate on the same project for longer than like a week. I always have to move to the next thing. I've got a serious problem with buying toys and stuff. I actually, at this weekend when I went to Warhammer Fest, I had 45 minutes to build some sort of diorama on a base with loads of different parts and bits and pieces, and I actually were inspired by Roman's Last Light thing, and I tried getting loads of dead Tyranids there and some scouts, so there were a mass amount of dead Tyranid bits.
That was really cool.
Fighting around it, and it was so mental. And the guy that came up to me and were like, the staff member were like, "That's proper awesome." And I was like, "Oh yeah, do you know Roman Lappat?" And he was like, "No." We're like, "Wow." Wow.
I can't even talk to you now.
Yeah, they were a Games Workshop guy, and I was like, "You are seriously in the bubble. Get out of the bubble. Is that the best thing in the world?" And oh yeah, so and I just do all sorts of things. I just talk to people. and just chillax. That's it, really. Oh, I help on the Hobby Hangout as well. Post.
Well, and you have your own feed too. What is? Tell us about your feed. How can we find your other stuff online?
So yeah, I have my own personal YouTube channel that I have like vlogs and reviews of like small companies that no one's ever heard of. I do a live show on the Hobby Hangout with loads of like community people where we get people to post topics and we just discuss them like about what's happening in the community at the time, at that moment, and we just all have a laugh and a giggle, and yeah, that's it really.
That's fantastic. So much fun. Your feeds are so much fun.
Thanks, it's quite good. They're a lot better on Friday and Saturdays because I can drink brown water. It's really good.
But you have to keep your shirt on.
Yeah, shirts always stay on now. That's
No.
it's really warm over here. Like, I can't help it. It's just one of those things. No one clarified the rules.
I know. What did we call that? It was the Sean Gunn show that day.
Yeah, I released him.
It's like the Kraken.
But I think, Spud, I really think it's a good thing to finally see your face because, I mean, I know your name. We have already had contact in the past several times.
Yeah.
But right now I'm seeing you. That's quite really, finally it's getting personal.
Oh my. Oh my. Thank you.
He's gonna give him a heart attack.
Oh my. I think I've never blushed in real life before.
I think you really are blushing.
He is.
Wow. I think I'm gonna cry.
Oh, it's a good thing.
Adorable.
That's awesome, man. I'm gonna get that clip and just post it on YouTube.
Just do the what is it? The time link.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like skip to 4 minutes 30 seconds.
Yeah, for my overall life moment. I want this played at my funeral. Yeah, alright.
He'll never be the same.
That means a lot, man. Seriously, I've followed it for a long time. It's awesome.
Hold on. What kind of projects do you have going on right now, Roman?
Too many.
What are you drawing at the moment?
As I said earlier before, I don't have my miniatures at home, and so I need to do something. I'm drawing a big L. It's just a letter L, and I'm not sure if you can see it. I have no idea. And there will be a forest inside the L because I'm drawing 3 letters. The name Leah for friends. They have a baby recently, and her name is Leah. And I draw her name with 1 letter on 1 paper. And inside the letters, you will have like children's drawings. For example, this will be the forest theme, where I will draw foxes and whatever, some animal stuff that will be hanging in her kid room later on. And the E, for example, will be the African theme. So we have lions and elephants and whatever, and the A will be the Arctic with penguins and ice bears and such stuff. So I'm just starting it. I have to colorize it in the end, and I just start to draw it. Kind of right.
That's so cool. What do you use to colorize it? Are you doing watercolor or?
Watercolors, yeah. Very good watercolors. We call them aquarelle. I'm not sure if you know. It's watercolors, but it's very highly pigmented, and it's really good to. We also have some special watercolor paper here, which was way too expensive for just paper. But well, I do it. This is one thing I do for Leah for a lifetime, so she might even cherish it when she's. And kids are turning quickly older nowadays. So maybe she will cherish it until she's 8 or something. So that's why I put some time.
Wow, that's really cool.
That's fantastic. I love it. Does anybody have any questions for Roman? About any work he's doing?
Anyone else want to jump in? I'll just talk forever. So Yeah, what got you into the hobby or like the wargaming miniature thing from the start? Like, was there like an inspiration or anything that got you started?
I mean, I was playing Lego when I was a kid, and then I saw Hero Quest. So it was like first love with Hero Quest. Like, oh look, I have a barbarian, a dwarf, monsters. So that's where then there came then Star Quest with Space Marines, and then Space Marines completely got me. I love Space Marines, and I mean I've painted a lot of them. I still somehow I hate them because I love them so much. And yeah, I would say in fact really what caught me to the hobby was Space Marines, the existence of Space Marines, and the song from Manowar, Warriors of the World. If I listen to this song, and yeah, it's my Space Marine painting song. It's really ridiculous.
Cool.
Yeah, but in fact, you can say I also had. I mean, when I started, I was painting for gaming. I also played Warhammer 40K and Warhammer Fantasy. We had a local store here in Augsburg, and I met many friends there, and really started to play these games. I loved more time and everything, but I really saw for me that I never was able to finish an army in painting. I have so much respect from anybody who's finishing an army. I never did, and yeah, I'm always lost my motivation on the track, and that's why I just decided to not paint an army anymore. And I was even not very lucky in rolling dice. I was really bad at it, like really, really bad. And yeah, I just went for the painting. I did find more fun in painting. That's why I decided to only paint.
Oh, fun. What do you do about motivation, like when you get painter or artist block? Because we all go through that. That's such a common question everybody faces.
I've been also through very dark valleys, and I always say there cannot be light without shadow. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do. You can try to paint on or force yourself, but in fact, this will not help the result. Just have to accept it and say, okay, this is not the best time to paint. Maybe I just skip it for some days, or read a book, or do something else, or sculpt, or whatever. Play hide and seek with friends, or whatever. You need something else if you have the feeling that your motivation is not there, and then it comes by itself. It comes back again. If you love painting, then it will come back. But you have to go through dark valleys. That's where I've been there, done that. And I have this once in a while coming back to me, and I just learned to accept it.
Oh, very good. I want to say hi to Morgan. Morgan, I just saw you drop in.
Hi, Morgan.
I don't know if you can hear us.
Nope.
Hi.
Ah.
Hi, how are you,
Hi.
sir? Oh, he says his mic isn't working right now. So maybe he'll have to join us by chat.
No, he's at work.
Ah.
I feel really bad now that people are joining from work. That's like, oh, no.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, I think that happens kind of actually commonly. He's on night shift. His smiley face, that's cute.
So, what type of paints do you use at the moment? Do you use like a different variations paint, or do you just like stick to one line?
I paint with everything I can can put my hands on, you can say. I usually have a lot of Vallejo model colors at the moment. I was really into Games Workshop colors until they switched their color line. I was really like, not upset, but disappointed somehow. Because I learned those names by heart, and then they just put other names on top of it, and it was like, I felt really stupid. That's when I decided to switch to Vallejo model color, but I'm using scale 75. I'm using, I have some Reaper colors. I have some game colors. I have some normal artistic acrylic colors. It's not that I only say, hey, I'm a miniature painter and I'm only allowed to paint with miniature painting colors. That's not what I'm doing. I try to test everything I can put my hands on. I even was sometimes like to paint with watercolor on miniatures. That's something very, very interesting because you also have to, first you have to put an acrylic base, then you can paint with watercolor, and then you can paint inside the watercolor again with acrylic paint, and you can blend with them together. It's like I'm trying new things all the time to push my way to not get bored while painting so much.
Mm.
Yeah.
About that. Yeah.
Also, small question about the scale 75 colors. I use them also. Maybe you have the same problem. When I use them for the first time after a long period, I have the problem, even when I shake them for minutes, still there's only paint medium coming out, and I have to more, there's no paint medium, and I have to squeeze it, and then there's paint.
That's actually everybody's problem with the scale 75 colors. Thing is that they are so matte. Everybody is like very happy that they are so matte, but they did put in a highly matte medium that they are so matte, and if you let them stand around for a long time, the medium and the color pigments will separate. And like you say, you have to shake it. I mean, 2 minutes shaking is not so much. I mean, for scale colors.
Okay.
I sometimes, what I can suggest is if you have those aggregator balls, like those steel balls you can throw in, add 2 of them to 1 bottle of scale 75, then it shakes better. And then shake it like a salt shaker for, I would say, 5 minutes.
Okay.
Good.
Can also, if your dryer has a cold setting, if you get your paints and put them in a carrier bag and tie it up and put it in the dryer, put them in the dryer for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That could work.
I mean, Rafa, for example, he did build a shaking machine or something. He was really like annoyed by shaking it so much, so he tried to use a drill machine to mix it, but this left the drill really packed with color. But then I think he was in his past, he was into airsoft, and then he had an airsoft gun, and there is a trigger inside that he built out of it, and then he just built a shaking machine from this trigger. That was like kind of crazy, but he's not using it anymore. But you can be a little bit like MacGyver if it comes to such topics. You can find a way to shake it properly.
Yeah, something that, if you don't mind, and then something else that I do if I'm kind of in a rush with really matte paint is if you have like a Dremel or like a little multi-tool, I would get just like a paper clip and just essentially like bend like a little hoop, because then you can just like stick it in, and it just will mix it all up really quick, and then you can take that out, and so that you don't waste paint, you can just kind of like use your fingers and just kind of pull the paint off the thing and put it on your palette. Really good.
That's a good point. Very good point, Anthony. Very cool. Thank you. I've learned something.
Boom.
Wow, that was really cool.
I told you, Anthony.
I don't know what to say now.
Anthony, I told you I will join your hangout when we're doing classes.
Okay.
I'm eager to learn something.
Plan on next week. Next week on Thursday.
Awesome.
Next week on Thursday. Let me check. I'm not sure if I'm. Let me check my calendar next week, Thursday. When is the time for it? No, I have private coaching, so I cannot. I got private coaching next week.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I connect.
I can do some non-metal after this if you'd like. I can just kind of explain my method. Like after, what is it? Be here, because Sean, how long is yours? It's like
about an hour.
Hour or so.
Okay.
So it'd be maybe here in like an hour and a half or so.
Okay. No, and I'm not joking here. I mean, if I really want to see other people's techniques, that's why I also go to classes still. I mean, I'm really happy to see other painters paint, no matter their level. It's like you can always learn something. Learning never stops. If you think learning stops and you think you know everything, then you're lost. That's my perspective on it. So
yeah, I agree entirely.
Well, and Anthony, you host them pretty regularly anyway, so I'll make sure that when you let me know that you're going to do your next non-metallic, either you or I or both of us can reach out and let him know, because we schedule it about a week to 2 weeks in advance anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely try to. I just know after this, I would just need to take a look at a calendar because let me see here.
You might be on a bike.
Yeah.
I know. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Well, you don't ride the bike all day though.
It's hard to teach on a bike.
So, next week, I'll be fine, but the week after that, so the 3rd of June, I'll be in Paris. So wherever I'm staying, if they have Wi-Fi, I can try to get a little setup going and teach class if there's a calling for it. If you don't have time this evening, of course.
This could work for me. Yeah, let's keep that in mind. I will have a look on it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay. I'll add that to our Hangout calendar too. That's awesome.
So, Mr. Roman, I'm going to bring up the last light again because it's my favourite thing ever in the entire world of art.
I got it over here in the cabinet.
Okay. Well,
it's just over there.
So beautiful, man. What in? Oh, okay. Oh, look at him. Look at
Oh, we get to see it.
Not the cables.
Oh my! I'm blushing again.
And I can tell you, I cannot see it anymore.
Well, my address is 45.
No, it's me. I mean, I saw it really like 450 hours, and it's like I know every inch of it, and yeah, I rather enjoy projects while I'm doing them than afterwards. But sorry, I was interrupting your question.
No, I was literally going to ask like what inspired you to do it and how long you're going to do it for. But obviously, you said 450 hours is well. That's crazy.
What inspired me, I would say, it was my best friend pushing me, like Rafa saying to me, once in a lifetime have to do a big project, because I was already doing projects, but not projects where I completely give up sanity.
Yeah.
And I just decided to do something like that, and I always was like, I'm a Space Marine fan, and you don't want to know how often I listen to Manowar. And yeah, I decided to have something with Angel in it, because when I was younger, when I met my girlfriend back then, I was drawing a lot of angels, and in my sketchbooks I have many drawings of angels. And when we've met, she was kind of she had a bad leg because she was hurt in an accident, and so it was a hard time to meet her and to find our love together. And I was drawing angels, like she was an angel, I was an angel, and angels protected everything. And I draw demons around these angels, and so I really have some books only filled with demons and angels. So
wow.
I really enjoyed the wings of the angels, drawing them and such, and somehow this also got into that. And yeah, you can. It means it's not the main inspiration, but it's a mix. Everything comes together, and it was a interesting project. I mean, you learn a lot about yourself in such projects. I mean, you cannot start such a project without good plans. So first you have to make plans, write down what you want to do. Maybe plans can change during that write down. It's good that they can change. You have to allow it. You don't have to stick to a plan. You have to work with your ideas. That's what I've learned. I had to learn that it's really hard and expensive to get so many figures into one project. I even bought many of them on eBay, like they were already painted. I just bought all the models I could get, and then I decided that I need more during the process because it wasn't enough. So it was really like kind of ridiculous. And you learn about a lot of yourself during that motivational. You have definitely I did work on it for 3 months, and these 3 months were like up and downs. But in fact, I wasn't able to say, okay, I'm not in the mood, I don't paint today, because I wanted to finish it for Games Day, and I had 3 months and a half left, you can say, when I was starting. And so I had to just push myself through. I was really having also issues with my girlfriend. She was like, I will come to the studio and throw the project out of the window because you have to come back. Come home, please, something like that. And I was sleeping in the studio and really like pushing myself to the limits, and I don't regret anything on it, but I don't want to look at it.
That makes sense.
Somehow can understand.
We have a question coming in from Morgan, and he's put two of them out here, and I think one of them's kind of an interesting, different side of it, because we've hosted on the Hobby Hangout a hangout that was relative to painters that are colorblind, and excuse me, painters that are colorblind and challenges that they face. So I'll throw this one out. Have you met, worked with, taught, or competed against many miniature painters who are colorblind?
Anyone in here? So is the question only directed to me, or I mean, maybe
it can be in general. If you have, or if anybody else in the room has.
No. Okay. I did. I did, and I think it's interesting. I mean, it's nothing I would say people who are colorblind are not able to paint or allowed to paint or allowed. I mean, that's kind of stupid thinking. Because I think I had this discussion lately with my girlfriend, or not discussion, but the talk, that if somebody's colorblind, they might see another color different, or this color different, or this color different. But from the beginning of their life, they are learning that this color they see there is supposed to be green. They're just having another perception than the rest of us. I mean, we even cannot say that we both, or that we all of us together see the same green if we look at a green. It can be different in slightly minimum percentage. So it's, I think it's interesting, because sometimes I would love to see the painting aspect, or the actual doing of painting, out of the eyes of a colorblind person. It would be interesting to see what the other person sees.
Right. That's a great answer. And we've also have we have a group that's online that Shoshi Bauer has started that's specific to the colorblind community, and I think they've got like over 100 members in it. There are so many painters that are colorblind in our community. It's pretty cool. And Morgan threw out another question. When you first started, what were the first things you struggled with in the beginning?
Self-confidence. Everybody who's I mean, for me it was the same. I see it a lot when I was starting. I was really very self-confident while I was just local. I was painting here with friends and everything, and I was really self-confident because I saw, whoa, I'm really enjoying painting and I learn a lot. But as soon as I got out into the world of miniatures, when I first encountered Cool Minot, all my self-confidence was gone. Like, what? How? I don't understand how people can paint something like that. And I really had to get back my self-confidence by I really wanted to learn my ways. I don't wanted to copy any ways. I really wanted to learn my ways. And I had on this path, I had to copy once in a while just to learn something. It's good to copy something. And I said to myself, okay, if I want to learn, I have to paint as much as I can. And that's what I did for the first 3 years of my being self-employed. You can say I painted 350 models a year, kind of. And that's where I got a lot of confidence back, because I did find my way of painting, my way of enjoying it. Not my way of copying something, but my way of, I like this, I like that. And sure, I'm checking how other people work, and maybe it influences my own way, but that's where if I can paint in my own way, I did find my self-confidence back. So yeah.
I think that's a big challenge that a lot of us face, and I think that kind of goes in waves. I'll put down my paintbrush for a while, and I struggle to find my confidence again when I start up again, and it's like, oh my gosh, I've forgotten how to paint. It's only been a month. I have to figure this out again.
Happens to me too. Honestly, happens to me too. If I stop for a month or do something else, last year I was sculpting for 2 months because I wasn't in the mood for painting. So afterwards I was really like, okay, where is the brush tip?
Yeah, you need to find your brush again.
Yeah, it's it's very normal, and it's something you also have to accept and learn from it. But the biggest thing I see is the biggest issues I see also with teaching so many classes is that people are not self-confident with their level of painting. I mean, if you are somebody who's starting, I know, for example, a painter who started this year's February, and of course his results are not the same as mine, for example, because he's just for the first time going into the gym, and his muscles might not grow so much in 3 months than mine in 8 years, like the painting muscles. I don't have much muscles because I'm painting too much. So.
I think most of us suffer from that.
Yeah. I mean, it's really like it's training. If you do something that you like, and if you train it, you're getting better, no matter what. Thing is, very often when you're starting something new and you don't do it with self-confidence, you don't do it with so much joy, and you're learning much better with joy. So always enjoy what you do, no matter the result. It's like, I love to sit down and paint a quick figure. And of course it doesn't look like if I put 40 hours in a model or if I put 4 hours in a model, but I love it because it's enjoyment. It brings happy thoughts to my life, like one famous other person said, or another person, like Bob Ross. I love this Bob Ross. He's like wonderful.
So true.
Yeah.
Do you get to choose a lot of your own work then, your own models to paint for yourself, or is it?
I would say I've also went through I wouldn't say a hard time, but I like it's my work actually, and I had these years where I had to paint everything I could put my hands on because I had to pay the rent, pay my bills, whatever. So I was painting a lot of commissions and really painted many commissions. In the beginning, I also still paint commissions, but I can say in the last 2 years it changed a little bit from that I'm able to, because I'm doing the painting classes, which are helping me to pay the rent, for example. I'm able to choose more which commissions I accept. And I've learned for myself, don't accept a commission that you don't like on the first sight. If it's something that you already see and, oh, it's Space Marines, I hate Space Marines, then just don't paint them as a commission. If you love Eldar, then try to get your hands on Eldar and paint Eldar. Your heart has to be in there, that you can satisfy yourself, get happy out of it, and make your commissioner happy. That's something important, I think. And meanwhile, I sometimes accept commissions, which I really enjoy because I'm interested in the topic, if it's historical or if I'm just in the mood for that, or if it's just connecting with me. But I sometimes also say, no, I cannot paint a whole Eldar army. It's not my thing. I cannot do it. There are so many professionals out there who can give you such a good job on a complete Eldar army or some squads or something, but that's not me. I love to sit down and paint, for example, a bust or one single model, and that's what I'll do. And so I'm painting a lot of stuff which I am interested in and try to sell it afterwards. It happens sometimes, and it happens. I have some models which are there for 3 years and I don't sell them yet. But what I always say, if somebody's interested, one day the miniature will be gone. If not, it will be here. So it's like.
That's really cool. That's really cool. And it's I think a lot of people that get kind of bogged down into losing the hobby side of it when they go over into commission painting, lose the love of it. And that's such a good insight. I would have never thought of it that way, to actually choose your projects by the work that you love, because that would keep the interest in it. Oh, I love hearing that. That's cool. That's really cool. How many?
Of course, you can say that if the people are more specialized in, for example, this guy is more specialized in Eldars, it would make everything would be more interesting. Like you have really specialists. Like this guy is specialist for knights, metals, and he loves to paint true metallic metal. I mean, he will do this for 1 year and he will be a specialist. But after 1 year, he will hate painting metal.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
and
very true.
then he has to change his topic maybe and find something new. That's always be on the go. Never stop with I only like this and that's all I like. That's same with music.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, I'm going to music now.
I love it. We've taken up about an hour and a half of your time, and I don't want to keep you here forever. You're so welcome to stay with us.
If you don't mind, I mean, I can also draw. I mean, at the moment, I have the feeling everybody's quiet and I'm talking. I don't like my voice that much.
That's fantastic.
But
well, I think
I'd like to stay. The only thing I would do is being a very bad example, and I would like just to have a 5-minute break and going for a smoke.
Sure, absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah, as I said, I've got another hangout at 8, so if you want to join that and join in on the banter on the banter bus.
Do you want to do that then, Sean? I can stop.
Rex.
Yeah, I can stop the broadcast on this, and Roman can go take his break. You can shoot him a link to the one that you're starting up, and that
that'd
one.
Be awesome, man.
If you're okay with it, I mean, I don't want to.
Yeah, you can do anything you want. You can check over my channel.
Absolutely, and when you're over on his channel, you'll get to see more of what it's like just to hang out, because he'll be doing a general hangout. We've been taking up your time to talk to you, and this has been a little bit different than how we normally just all chill out together. So you'll get to see the other side of it too that way.
I really enjoyed that. I mean, I want to say thank you, and I appreciate that you invited me. It's really a very cool thing. I never did this before.
Yeah, it is so cool, huh? I've got Caleb over here saying that he's gonna watch it, and he's really sorry he didn't get to join you. So, I think we're gonna get to see you. I finally get to meet you in person. I'm gonna see you at Nova and then at Monty. So I'm excited about both of those. Before we close off the broadcast here, though, I want to give you an opportunity to tell people where we can find more about you. And can you tell us anything about classes you have coming up that people may be able to tap into?
Sure. You can find daily stuff I'm doing mainly on Massive Voodoo, like massivevoodoo.com, and also on my Facebook profile, for example. I also sometimes upload work in progress stuff. But usually on Massive Voodoo you have the official stuff that I'm putting out, and also tutorials and something like that. And you also can find information about classes on Massive Voodoo, which is in the upper navigation bar under workshops. There you find the roadmap for this year, and we are already working on next year's roadmap. And it's not so packed with classes because I need more Romans.
You need clones. We need clones.
Yeah,
everybody needs that.
That's excellent.
Would you like a Jack Crow?
Definitely, yeah. You've got a Jack Crow close by, and if they recruit Anthony and to get him to stay over in that side of the world, you have an Anthony too.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. This has been great, and you've inspired, I think, probably a ton of us to think differently about what we're doing. And it's nice to see the human side of everything and not just the art. It's been a real pleasure. I want to invite everybody that we've got 15 viewers going on. We've had up to almost 20 going today, plus everybody in the room. If you're not already a member of the Hobby Hangout Facebook group, come over and check it out. Most of the faces I'm seeing here are all people that we hang out with and do art together. So come check us out anytime. And I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. And everybody pop over to Sean's and then on to Anthony's today. We've got good stuff coming up. And we'll talk to you later.
Thanks for your time, Roman.
Thank you, Roman.
Thank you for your time, Roman.
Thank you all for coming. Thanks.
Danke, Roman. Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.